Alright, my friends, it's Krebsy. Ooh, man, patch 1.37. Oh gosh, what can you even say about this patch? I think it's safe to say the general consensus is... Well, you probably damn right know what the general consensus is. And I'm here to talk to you guys about this very, very derpy matchmaker at the moment. And to address it in a few different ways. So the game that you're watching right now is the second game that I had in War Thunder yesterday. And turns out to be a really good one. Not necessarily because, you know, this planet's aligned and just everything came out to be lucky. It more so is because the matchmaker is so borked. I was flying out my Focke-Wulf A5/U2, and I managed to come up against Kitty Hawks and low tier planes like BF-109s. Yeah, that's about right tier. But are you seeing that right? That's like an HE-111 over there. Kai-61 over there. Some bullfighter. A6M3. A6M2N. Are you guys starting to see where I'm coming from? These are... I'm using tier 3 planes against tier 2. And it's a result of, well, a few things. The matchmaker's a bit borked at the moment, but it could possibly be due to well, just all the planes being condensed into 5 tiers. I don't think having 5 rankings is an appropriate number of rankings to have in the game. I mean, technically it could work if this whole thing about this new battle rating system actually appropriately works, because apparently I've been reading around on the forums, there's this new battle rating system, and then each plane has a new battle rating, and it corresponds apparently to what it used to be, and it's been adjusted with this new patch because some planes have been moved up and some planes have been moved down and whatnot. Every plane has a battle rating, so I guess in technical speaks, then if you're matching using the matchmaker with battle ratings, maybe then it could work. Maybe things could be matched up appropriately. But, oh, definitely not. It's the matchmaker is not functioning at all. If this is what Gaijin is intending, then they have severely borked the game. The game is absolutely trashed, and you know what? This is me complaining from the Focke-Wulf 190 perspective. I'm the highest tier in this game with the biggest plane. I'm feeling sorry for all these smaller people here. I just don't think it's fair for them to be put up into a game where there's Focke-Wulf 6 cannons against like a Kitty Hawk or an A6M2N. Really? It's just not right. So I've just been thinking about the condensation of all the 20 or so levels into 5 tiers, and I just don't think it's right. If it was put into maybe 8 tiers, and I was thinking about, you know, the differences in all the planes and whatnot, I think you could actually get all the planes sufficiently down into 8 tiers or so. You know, 10 tiers, I hear some people saying 10 tiers and whatnot, and I guess that could work, but I think 8 tiers would be sufficient enough for a balanced game. But lo and behold, what we have now is this, and you can even get reserve planes against like Hellcat, not Hellcats, but Wildcats and whatnot. I don't understand what's going on. Really, Gaijin. Apparently they said that it's glitchy. They're meant to get it fixed. It's a technical issue right now. How can you not get this right? You gotta think about this. They've been making this patch for a while now, and I understand that there comes a lot of development into this stage, into getting it to this stage. But do they not have a team out there that is specifically focused on matchmaking, balance in the game? I mean, surely they do, right? So what happened to all that effort? And if they don't, why don't they? It's kind of an important integral part of the game to have a balanced matchmaker. So they had all this time to develop patch 1.37. They also had the dev server up for a number of weeks. It wasn't a short while, it was a number of weeks, so they could have adjusted all these things. Yet we're still at this point in time. What has happened? I don't know. But I just don't think it's appropriate for things to be condensed into just 5 tiers if the battle rating system isn't working. If it is working, then okay, fair enough. But if you're going to be seeing high tier 3s versus tier 2s, or even in some cases low tier 3s, then it's just a bit funky, really. Maybe I could understand high tier 3s and low tier 3s, but it really is a bit borky. And the reason why I'm doing so well in this match is pretty much just because everyone else has a lower tier plane. It's not the only example. I've heard some horror stories of people with jets versus propeller planes. Really? I know it's possible to still kill a jet with a prop plane, but you were at such a massive disadvantage. If the jet pilot knows what they're doing, they will wreck everything. And so I played some higher tiers, and luckily I didn't actually come against one of these horror stories of jets versus prop planes. Mind you, I was tier 4, I wasn't playing tier 5, but technically it can happen. But what I did notice was that, completely aside from the matchmaker, I was playing Ground Strike on 2 towns, one example. The game ended within minutes because of bombers. Because heavy bombers were destroying air bases. And I don't mean your actual airfield, I mean those new airbase targets that they put in. I'm not trying to complain that, you know, bombers should have no point at all in the game. And also it could be validly said that, oh, you should defend these points against the bombers. But that's damn right what we were doing. You can't catch every single bomber. It also depends on your team and what they're doing, but you can't catch every single bomber. There might be fighters that are trying to come at you, and those bombers, if they can just get by, unload their load onto those points, destroy them, that's a mass amount of tickets gone. And yeah, we lost the game really quickly. I couldn't believe it was over before I even knew what smacked me in the face. There's so many new changes in this game, some for the better. I mean, one big thing that I've noticed and I like is the flame effects. But that's kind of like the only thing I can really say is a good change in this patch. I like the flame effects. High five, Gaishin. High five. The graphics, DirectX 11, to be honest with you, I noticed some changes, but it's not like a substantial one. I barely noticed anything. My frames on some maps have actually gone down. My frames on some maps is the same. So with high specs and high-end settings, it doesn't seem like there's a performance increase. I think for people who are playing on low graphics and medium graphics, they will get a performance increase. But for our higher end users, no, not at all. I guess you can't get everything in the world. And so it just comes back to this point of the matchmaker where we started. We're back here. Oh, man, I just don't know what to say. I mean, what do you guys think? I think the general amount of, you know, consensus from people is that they just don't enjoy it. It's borked up the game. Some people will say, oh, I don't mind the patch and whatnot, but I mean, you cannot agree with the matchmaker. You can't agree with Kitty Hawks versus Focke-Wulf 190. That is just completely borked. Also, one thing that I might as well bring up, it's with one specific plane, the XP50 at tier 2. Really? The XP50 at tier 2. The thing has like 700 kilometers per hour maximum speed. At tier 2, that is insane. It also has an insane amount of firepower. I think it has only 2 cannons, if I'm remembering correctly, but it certainly doesn't feel like 2 cannons. It has the ripping power of an LA5FN. The same sort of premise, using 2 cannons, but almost like chainsaw-like action. And so when I actually came against one of these XP50s, funny thing is, I was using my BF-109s. I almost lost the dogfight against XP50 because it has such an insane climb rate. It can retain energy so well in comparison to other planes. I thought I almost lost a dogfight using a BF-109, which is a tier 3. So it seems like things are mix and match right now. They're not at the appropriate tiers. The matchmaker isn't working properly. And we have this. We have what Gaijin has left us. This Borky matchmaker, which hopefully will be fixed in oncoming days. I'm very close to my 20 kills right now, and I'm desperately trying to get these last few kills. I'm trying. I'm gonna have to fight against not only the enemies, but my own teammates for these kills. But I might as well talk about some other things as well. Like, for example, closed beta testing of ground forces, tanks. Did you guys actually manage to get in? I know you're not allowed to say so, but hopefully your YouTube accounts won't give away your actual names if you're in the closed beta test. So have you guys managed to get in? I'd be curious. I haven't. And I'm allowed to say I haven't. It's because I haven't signed any NDA. I haven't. I've done all the tasks. Do you guys feel cheated in a way if you've done all these tasks or even a smaller number of tasks and you haven't gotten in? And then all of a sudden you found out that, oh, I can just buy my way into closed beta testing. And there you go, you have closed beta testing. But also, $100, 100 euros, or 100 pounds, depending where you come from, in order to gain 2 tanks. And mind you, these are low tier tanks. A few unique decals, a few unique titles, and early access. Does that warrant 100 pounds or $100 or whatever? I feel like Gaijin, as they get more and more throughout these patches, they become more and more greedy for money. It seems harsh to say, but it really seems like that. I remember a time when premium planes, you could buy $100 worth of Golden Eagles and you could buy a lot of premium planes. You could buy a lot of crew XP and whatnot, level up your crews. But it seems like that is being squeezed and squeezed on the people who are actually supporting the games. And now in 1.37, premium planes are actually more expensive than they used to be. Why, Gaijin? Why? We have this new Focke-Wulf D, what is it, 13 that they released? The most expensive plane in the game, that's around 7,500 Golden Eagles. It's becoming more and more wargaming-like, isn't it? It's kind of sad to see, because when I first invested time into this game, I'm still gonna invest time into it because I enjoy it, but it's sad to see that I thought Gaijin would be different. That's all I'm trying to say. I thought Gaijin would be different. Like, this is an awesome company, caring of their consumers, of their player base, but over time, it's starting to change. So anyway, guys, please leave a comment in the comment box below with your opinions on the matchmaker this patch. I know most people are just going to say it in 2 words. It's crap. But please leave a detailed discussion so we can get a debate going on. Anyway, guys, this is Krebsy, and I'll catch you all